Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to be here today. I hope you're excited like I am. So this is Purim Burugo, and I go by the name Purim Burugo on all my social media, that is Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. And I'm welcoming you back. I have done 2 videos. Those who have subscribed, please, thank you. I am so happy, and I hope we can be able to grow and share information. This channel is about sharing information about job opportunities in the US. I have people asking me so many questions, and I have talked about the CNAs, I have talked about the RNs, I have talked about the MLT, and I'm still gathering information, and so we'll continue building on every little thing so that we connect the dots. Okay, so I have done 2 previous videos that I hope you guys have watched, and if you haven't watched my previous video, the first one was, is it worth it? And I was giving a personal opinion of if I feel like coming to the US is worth it. So that's my personal opinion. I am very sincere, and please watch that video. The second video I have done is I was giving you a step-by-step approach into filling up for a job opportunity in the US. So I showed you how to go to the website of a recruitment agency and just apply for that job. And so today we are going deeper, and I want to explain to you what the recruitment agency does for you. What is the work of a recruitment agency? So we'll do this one today, and then the next video I'm gonna show you what part do you also play in the US process. Okay, so when I'm talking about the US process, I would just try to be able to include everyone, especially if you'll be applying for a EB3 visa, which is a work visa. So what do these recruitment agencies do? So on my comment section of the previous video, I listed down the recruitment agencies. Of course, that list is not exhaustive. I know some of you could be already in the process and you're not using any of them, but then it's not an exhaustive list, and I did not arrange them in any order, so there's none that is superior to the other one, and none of my videos is sponsored by either of them. Okay, so what do these recruitment agencies do? So first of all, these recruitment agencies act as the US employer. What that means is that they have a client facility here in the US, so they are recruiting for that facility. Okay, so you're coming to work for that recruitment agency, but in their client facility. So most of the time when you're filling any document and they ask you your employer, you're not going to even name that particular hospital, but you're going to name the agency. So they are your employer. They are also going to file for you, and you'll get a EB3 visa, and then getting that EB3 visa qualifies you to get a green card for you and your family, for your spouse and your children. And then the good thing with the recruitment agency is that when they are filing for you the green card, they have options for multiple locations, as in they can file for you to come to go work in Illinois, and once you're done with your contract, you want to move from Illinois, you want to go to Missouri, or you want to go settle down in Texas, or you want to go to Maryland, whichever state you want to go, you can be able to go. So that green card, you can be able to use it on different locations. Then this recruitment agency will give you a contract, an employment contract. You see, so you are entering into a contract with the agency, and on the contract you have to read the blueprint, the fine print of that contract, because it's binding. That is the law. You're signing it. That on the contract, it shows you the rules, the regulations, the expectations, what they expect from you, and what you should expect from them. They stipulate to you in case you fall pregnant, in case you get married within the process, in case you want to terminate your contract with them, breach of contract. Everything is on that contract, so you need to read your contract. Most of people don't read that contract, but it is very important before you're signing that contract that you go through it and be able to read, and whatever you do not understand, you should be able to ask. How many are they going to bond you? How many years do you have to work with them? Is it the number of years, or does the hours count? So you need to ask all these questions, and by the time you're getting into it, you know exactly what you're getting into. And then the agency will support you with the USRN process. I'm just saying the USRN process because it can be USMLT or the USCNA process. Whoever it is, they will support you with that process. Okay, they will support you with the process. And then they will also interview with the US clients for a job placement. It is the responsibility of the agency to make sure that you get a job placement before you get to go to the embassy. So they will be doing preparing you for those interviews, and if you don't qualify, they'll move to the next client facility. So you don't have to be discouraged if you do not pass. Some of the people have had their interviews with the client facility, maybe even the network was not good, and so of course the interview did not go well, or then they send back to you and they say that you did not qualify. Then it's still the responsibility of the agency to make sure that you get a job in the US. Okay, then these agencies will offer competitive salaries and benefits. So the US law dictates how people are paid. So it's not that this agency will get you from Kenya, from Zimbabwe, from Nigeria, from Ghana, and just decide to pay you a certain figure out of the blues. There is a stipulation by the law how much you should be paid. If it's an RN, if it's a CNA, if it's an MLT, how much should they be paid? Other than that, there are also benefits that you should be able to get. When we talk about benefits, they will set you up for like health insurance. They'll be able to set you for retirement package. They should be able to extend to you differentials, like if you work night shift, if you work the weekend shift, if you work on a public holiday. There are some benefits that you get. You get shift differentials. Could be $2 to $3 if you work at night. If you work over the weekend, maybe $4 differential. If you work on a holiday, then that is time and a half. So let's say they are paying you $40 an hour. Time and a half for that will be $60, for that shift. If you're most of the time you're supposed to work 36 to 40 hours a week, so anything you do after 40 hours, then that is your overtime, and it's still paid time and a half. So they extend that to you because that is the law. That is how it is here in America. Again, the agency will pay for your NCLEX. This is the exam that you will do for you to be licensed to work in the US. And before actually you even go have an attention to test, there is something that you should have done before that, which is the CGFNS process. I have not talked about the CGFNS process because that basically mostly is on you, but we'll talk about it in my next video. So once you present your papers, your certificates to the CGFNS, which is a body that verifies and certifies that your papers are okay and you are trained to the standards to be able to work in the US. So they will go looking at your let's say your BSN or your diploma or whatever training that you got, and then they'll look at the Nursing Council of Kenya. They'll look at that and your license with the Nursing Council of Kenya, and then they will go through all that and be able to see, are you in a position, is that kind of training certified, like, is it okay for you with that kind of training to come to work to the US? Does it meet the standards, the educational standards, the experience? Does it meet that? So that is the CGFNS process. So once you've done the CGFNS process and you've gotten a report that then says that it is fine, it meets the standards, then you can get an attention to test. That is a time period by which you should have sat for your NCLEX. So the agency will be able to prepare you for that. Most of the agencies will send you the reading materials. They will be helping you, and some of them even will test you, and you'll be doing some assessments, and then they can be able to say or be able to tell now that you're ready to test. So they'll send you reading materials. They'll book for you the NCLEX. They will pay that exam. They will pay for that exam. Now that we have a station in Kenya for NCLEX testing, I really don't know much, but they will pay for you, and they'll give you an itinerary of when you sit for that exam. So initially they of course used to pay for the air ticket for us to go to South Africa or to India. They'll do the air ticket, they'll do the hotel booking, but I believe it should be the same, because not everyone will also be living in Nairobi. Like some of us will be coming from various parts of the country. But generally it is the work of the agency to make sure that they have paid for your NCLEX, and that you're ready for the NCLEX. They have sent you the material. They have also assessed, and they can be able to see that you're going to pass. But again, on your contract that you sign with the agency, they stipulate most of the time that if you do not pass that NCLEX, that first attempt, you do not pass, you will have to pay for the subsequent testing. So you read your contract very well. So they'll make sure you go for the NCLEX, and you make sure that you've done your part. That's why I'm saying I will be able to do another video to now tell you what is your part. Okay. Then from there, they do a step-by-step support with the US RN licensure. So once you have passed your NCLEX, then they continue offering support, and they continue making sure that any papers that are asked by the Board of Nursing for which they are registering you into, it could be Texas, it could be the New York, it could be any Board of Nursing that they are registering you into, then they will be able to support you through that process. And by this time, all this is going on. If you hadn't done your IELTS, then you'll be sitting for your IELTS. You'll be preparing now for the English exam. And as all this is also going on, they are filing for you. Once you pass your NCLEX, they are able to submit their most of the time they have to submit for filing what we call a PWD, which is prevailing wage determination, which is the I-140. This one is where they are filing to the USCIS, making sure that this particular position that they are offering you, that no one in the US, no other person in the US is available to perform that role. That's why they are recruiting you from wherever, and that they will be able to pay you, that they can be able to afford that wage. So it is the prevailing wage determination. It is the I-140. So this one can take 6 to 8 weeks. They will do that. You may not know what is going on, but they are doing that. They will also be able to they will file for your visa. And by this time they are filing for your visa. This is the DS-260. this is the where they are filing for your visa. They will be asking for information about you. Already gave them your information, but then they also want to know about your family, that's your spouse and your kids. And the information that you give at this particular point should be authentic. It shouldn't be correct. It shouldn't be having supportive documents. Could be the marriage certificate, the birth certificates for you, for your spouse, for your kids, and make sure that the dates are correct, the names are correct, because this information that you give at this particular point is the information that they will be verifying at your embassy interview. So if you key in anything, like you say you have 2 kids and by 2 children, and by the time you're going to the embassy you have 3 children, then we need to know where did you just give birth, as in, and you need to be also informing your recruitment agency what is going on with your life. Maybe you were single by the time you're filing this document, but you've gotten married. You need to tell them that you've gotten married, or now you have a new baby, you have a newborn, So there's so much that the agency is doing at this particular time. You may not really know what's going on, but they are doing a visa filing. We call it the DS-260 stage. So this DS-260, of course, is what will transit you to going to the embassy. And eventually, once you come here, this is the information that will be used now for you to get the green card, because with the EB3 visa you get the green card. Okay. And then the agency is also responsible for clinical preparation, the pre-arrival. So some of the time they'll be calling you, they'll be giving you information like reading materials, which can be, they want you to read, it's a transitioning program. You're reading about the procedures, you're reading about some equipment, they have those videos that they want you to go through, and then you'll be able to answer questions. So it's like they are helping you to be able to to see what to expect once you get here. Okay. And then definitely we talked about the interview and placement, and we said that the agency is responsible to make sure that you get a placement. You have a hospital already, a client hospital, by the time you go to the embassy for your interview. And then you go to the embassy for the interview. We'll talk about what you will do, because now it is your responsibility to make sure that you have gone to IOM. You have gone to have your medicals done. So that one we'll talk about it in the next video. So when all that is done, and say you've gotten an embassy interview, you go to the embassy. Of course, you pass the interview, and now you get your visa. Then the agency also pays for your flight. Some of the agencies are very good. They will pay for your flight. They will pay for your own flight, and they also pay for the flight of your family members, but some of them do not. So you need to be prepared and know what your agency is doing. And when you're doing all these things, you have a recruitment specialist. There's someone who is guiding you. There's someone you're attached to in that agency who is helping you, who is answering all your questions, who is giving you the information. Anything you want to ask, you ask that recruitment agent, the recruitment specialist. So they'll pay for your flight. Some of the agencies have an in-person clinical transition program. They will take you, for example, to Florida, and you'll be there for like 6 weeks, and they have like a mini hospital setup where they are training you. They are teaching you, they are showing you the equipment, they are showing you the procedures. You're also, other than the clinical transitioning, also they are helping with the cultural transitioning. So there are those agencies that do that. And then apart from that, you have an arrival coordinator. So when you're coming, they've booked for your flight, and you're supposed to come, then there's someone who will be waiting for you at the airport. That is your arrival coordinator. The arrival coordinator is responsible to make sure that you're settled. They will make sure that you have a house, okay, so that like the first few days they could have booked you to stay in a hotel, you and your family, or you alone, depends on your setup. But then other than that, then they'll make sure that you have a house. They will make sure that they set you up for taxes, because this country and taxes, that's the thing. They'll make sure that they set you up for taxes, and then they'll make sure that they take you to acquire a mobile phone, a line, so that you're able to communicate. They will also make sure that they take you to a bank, and you're able to open a bank account. So they are really setting you up. They'll take you to Walmart or somewhere you're able to shop, so that you can be able to know where to get this. If I want this, I go to Walmart. They will help you. Some of them are good enough. They will even help you they'll show you how to self-checkout, because most of the time in Walmart now you have to self-checkout. You go buy your stuff, and you have to scan. If it's bread, it's milk, you have to do it by yourself, and then you pay. So they'll help you. They'll show you how to do that. Some of them will show you, and some of us, maybe if they will not show you, you have friends already in that location, and they can be able to show you more. It doesn't really mean that when they show you at first, you can be able to do it just like that. You may need more coaching, but nevertheless, we'll discuss more about that. Some of these agencies also will be able to connect you. They have these agreements with the credit unions, and you are able to acquire a vehicle, so you can get a new vehicle, or you can get like a vehicle that has been used, not too much used, but they'll be able to help you. Some of them will be able to help you, but really it's not a big deal. You can do it even on your own. So basically the big thing with the arrival coordinator is being able to pick you from the airport, making sure that you have housing, setting you up for a bank account, making sure that you know a few amenities like the Walmart, and helping you maybe with the car. And if you don't have the car right now, then you have to use the Uber services before you can be able to, you have your car, because either way you have to move, And so basically that's what we expect from the recruitment agencies. That's what I would say. I don't know if I'm leaving out anything about the recruitment agency. But generally that is what we expect from them. It might vary from one to the other, but this is the snapshot of what you expect from any agency. So guys, basically that's what I'm able to say today. And so if you have already applied, you have talked to maybe the agency has called you for an interview, maybe with time I'll be able to do another video to maybe take you through how to answer those interview questions. But this is what I'm able to do at this particular time. I hope you benefit from this, and please, if you have any question, any suggestion, any comment, just be able to leave it on my channel, and I'll be able to make a video out of that, and we can learn. I'll also be able to help on individual basis. Maybe there are those kind of specific questions that you could be wanting to know. Just make sure I know most of you know how to reach me, so it's not a big deal. But anyways, if you haven't subscribed to my channel at Purim Burugo, please subscribe. I'll be sharing more and more information, and you can follow me on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, and now on YouTube. And please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay, I hope I'll be able to see you soon in my next video. This is 2024. I want us to go, you know, if this is your dream to come work in the US, why not? You know, why not? You can do it. You can do it. I will also do another video. I know another video for people are asking me that they do not have the experience right now. They're not practicing as RNs in Kenya. I'll be able to do a video for you. I'm still looking for information, and I know I'll help you out. So guys, subscribe, okay? Let's interact. I am so happy when I read about your comment, I read about your questions, and that informs me that somebody is interested. If you're interested in it, then why not? I'll provide you with the information. But if you show that maybe it's not, no one is interested, then maybe it's not also important for me to share information. But then I hope I can help you somewhere. I can help somebody somewhere. If you're in Kenya, if you're in Zimbabwe, if you're in Ghana, if you're in Nigeria, wherever you are and you are dreaming to work in the US, just subscribe to this channel, and we'll be doing greater videos as time goes by. Okay, otherwise, thank you so much. I'll hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Thank you.